Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the top 3 stocks that I'm buying right now. And the reason why I'm loading the boat on these is because the prices are just too juicy to pass up. And so in today's episode, I'll tell you exactly why I'm buying these stocks. And for a couple of them, I haven't really talked about them on the channel all that much. So I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper with those. And there is one in particular that I have talked about on the channel, but I'll still mention it because it is a stock that I'm actively buying and I'm accumulating. I probably already have about 10% of my portfolio in this stock, but because I believe in it so much, I'm willing to put more than 10%. This is something that I haven't done in a long time. Besides Tesla and Ethereum, really, I have never gone above 10% of a particular stock in my portfolio, but this is another one that I'm super bullish on. Make sure to smash the like button so that way Zeus comes onto the channel a little bit more. Again, make sure you smash the like button, make sure you subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. Let's go. Alrighty guys, so the first one on the list, as you guys can see from the screen, is Snowflake, a cloud computing company, tech company that you guys are probably all familiar with, so I don't have to dive too deep into this. If you guys wanted me to make a full video on it, I'm more than happy to do that. But essentially, the reason why I'm buying Snowflake is mostly because of their price action. As you can see, when they IPO'd around $253 per share, and they only had a few dips below that since the IPO. They've only had a few dips below that number, and more recently they actually went on a real big run all the way as high as 388, 390 at the very tippity top here, as you can see. And then ever since then, they started to trickle back down. Probably some insider selling happened, and essentially they went back down to pretty much their lows. And that's where we're sitting at today, is 229. The lowest price I can see here is 208.60, but they had as low as 229 more recently today. And the reason why I'm buying this stock, as you can see, it has a lot of upside potential. It's already down to its 52-week, well, essentially since IPO. It hasn't been quite 52 weeks, but pretty much since its IPO, it hasn't been this low. And that makes for a really interesting opportunity when prices do drop off from highs like this of 380 and when they go below IPO. But what do I see happening here in the future? Well, I could see a nice little bit of a drop in price again. If it drops below 200, it could go as low as 180, 160. That doesn't paint the best picture for the short term, but I think long term, and this is again coming from a person that invests long term, and if you guys think about this long term like I am, just getting back to these 390 highs is over a 60% return. And I think it has up to $400, $500 potential. Again, this is a $66 billion market cap company. I think it could easily double its market cap to $120, $130 billion. Other cloud computing companies are well above that. And again, this is the majority of their business, but I have a very good feeling about Snowflake. Again, I haven't actually done a video on Snowflake on the channel, but if you guys would be interested in that, leave it down in the comment section below. Let me know if you want to see a full in-depth analysis. For those of you who have been to the channel before, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'm more than happy to do it if there's some interest in it. But the second company on the list is something that I have done videos on before, something that you guys will definitely understand why I'm buying it once I show you the chart, but also the company name. And this is a company that I'm building a big position in, and a position that is well worth over 10% of my entire portfolio, one of my biggest portfolios. So Palantir happens to be that stock. And recently they just did their double click event, which is where they showcase their newest technology software integrations, right? And so that was really interesting. And for those of you who missed it, they will have it live on their website. If you guys want to check it out, if you guys want to watch it, I think it was an hour long. I could be wrong, but I believe it was an hour. But anyway, regardless, the reason why I'm buying, as you guys know, is Palantir's stock price has been as low as $9. It IPO'd about a year ago, about the same time as Snowflake. And essentially, it's gone from $9.50 or $10 per share all the way up to 20, as you can see here. And then it had these crazy highs of $39. And if you had the candlestick pattern, you would see that the highest point of this day was $45, which is absolutely ridiculous that it's already dropped in half from those levels. A lot of it has to do with insider selling because people like Alex Karp, for example, the CEO, owns a gigantic portion of this company's shares. And so if he wanted to sell another 1%, 2%, it would influence the stock just a little bit. But seeing the pattern of this stock and seeing the way that it's formed, right? A lot of people would say, well, it's kind of just been hovering, right? It's just kind of leveled off, hasn't been doing much. Well, you could look at it two ways. It could cup and handle, right? Which means it would go back up to these highs here, $38, $39, and then probably $50, $60. I hope that happens. If it doesn't, that's okay. I could also see it just going sideways, right? That's obviously a possibility always. It could just go sideways for like 6 months. And if that happens, that's totally okay too. In my experience with companies that are very, very favorable, a lot of companies that have a lot of potential, Tesla being one of them that went sideways for actually 3 whole years. I don't think Palantir is going to be going sideways that long, but Tesla was going sideways for about 3 years. And essentially at the end of those 3 years, it skyrocketed. And as you guys know, went over 1,000% in gains. And I think Palantir is a contender for that type of event. Obviously, like I said, I don't think it's going to go on for 3 years. So because of that, I don't think it's going to have as big of a price swing up, but just getting back to these old highs of $38, $40 would be absolutely incredible because that's a double up. And that would put its market cap to around $80 billion. And I think this company could be worth $100 or $120 billion in no time. Personally, I'm heavily invested in this stock. And the next one, last one on the list, is this I'm just kidding. No, it's not Nikola Motors. I would personally just stay away from this company. It's like, I don't want to call it a scam, but essentially that's what it is. No, the company we're going to be talking about last is actually Virgin Galactic. And this is another company that has been hit pretty hard during the last couple of months. And if we look at the 1-year chart here, we can see that the price has been, 15, 14, a couple times 16. And then at some point it started to trickle back up, $20. Then it went down to 17. Then it went up to 28, 29, 30. Then it went back down. And then it had another climb. And then it finally dropped again more recently. And if we go from the high to the low, it had a high of, let me double check, $59. And then it dropped 54%, actually 55 if we count the very bottom. So $32, it went down $32. And to this day, it's hovering around that price point, 55% down from the all-time highs. So when a company does this, that has a lot of massive upside potential, right? They're obviously not done growing. They're still in their growth phase. They have a lot of potential. And this is why I'm buying their stock, because they've been hit really, really hard. The whole tech sector actually has been hit pretty hard, but this is a company, obviously I could mention Tesla. You guys know Tesla. I could mention Square, companies that are just up and up and up. But really, I want to talk about the companies that are hit really, really hard and they're under $100 billion market cap, because companies like that are usually the ones that have more upside potential, even though Tesla, I think, could 5 to 7x in the next, 3, 5, maybe 10 years, right? I think there's definitely a big possibility for that. And I do own Tesla shares for that reason. But companies like this, like Palantir, like Snowflake, I'm buying because not only do they have the potential to 5x, 7x, 10x, but at the same token, they've been hit very, very hard, 30%, 40%, 50%, and Virgin Galactic almost 60% from their all-time highs. And that wasn't very long ago. So that is why I'm buying these stocks. That is why I'm super, super bullish on these companies. Let me know what stocks you are super bullish on down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't already turned the like button from gray to blue, go do it. And honestly, if you haven't subscribed, I would highly suggest subscribing so that way you guys don't miss a single episode that brings you value and makes you more money. Without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting the channel. Again, if you haven't checked out the merch, bestmerchever.com, super easy to remember, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.